So we're a little unique in this presentation today. We're talking about some marketing practices around generating new leads and cultivating your business to get new sales. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about is really the fact that new customers and your customers in general are the lifeblood of your business. And so the way that you look at your customers so they know that you're out there, how you're different from your other, how you're different from your other competitors, and why they choose you is very important in how you communicate your brand and your message with everything you do as a business. It comes down to cultivating customers, building loyalty, and developing brand recognition. So when people are thinking about a provider or solution provider, they're thinking about you. As we move forward, we're going to be looking at the marketing industry as a whole. And in the last 5 years, the marketing industry has changed quite a bit. There's a lot of new tools and a lot of new resources available to you in terms of how you communicate your brand and work to network your business in your territory and region. And while we are going to focus on the back half on some of those tools and resources, the principles and the foundations of what make a marketing organization successful are still solid foundation, regardless of what size of business you have and what you're selling. So we're going to focus today on your plan, how you organize, how you manage your business, and who you partner with. It's important that you take time annually, whether it be 1 time a year or 2 times a year for your business, to really develop a plan. A lot of people get tied up in immediate needs of the business and they look at planning or organizing their business development needs when business is running a little bit short or they have a need and a deficit in their sales. So we encourage people to take time out of their schedule 1 and 2 times a year to look at dedicated planning for the season and looking at what your business needs to grow. And in terms of that, we look at developing your database. So constantly through your business, you have a list of customers, prospects, people you want to sell to, people you would like to sell to, and people you have sold to. Oftentimes, a lot of businesses we work with, we find that those databases aren't necessarily organized. People don't necessarily have all the information about their contacts and the people that they want to work with. And so what we like to do is get those people organized and put together a plan and communication plan in place so you can proactively sell and nurture those leads even beyond your buy cycle when you have those needs to sell. The other thing we like to look at is your individual business. So every business has high value and low value activities that you do in your sales and marketing activities. Regardless of the size of your organization and what you sell, there are things that you inherently as an individual like to do and that you're particularly good at. And we like to focus on those things that mean the most to the bottom line and bring you the strongest return on investment for your dollar. The things that are maybe less important, or maybe the things you don't like to do as well, we like to prioritize those and give you an opportunity to look at partners that may be able to help support your business in a unique way. And as you're looking at partners, one of the things that we like to talk about is evaluating sort of a list of what you want to do in terms of new business. So as we're going to move forward this afternoon and talk about some of the strategies and approaches, one thing I would ask you to evaluate when we're going through these are which ones you have the resources to do, either financially or time-wise, which ones don't you, and which ones do you not understand or know how to develop or implement. When you're creating this list, it'll give you an opportunity to then take some of the areas that are maybe low value for your particular business and offshoot those into partners that'll be able to deliver some of those businesses to you. My colleague tomorrow is going to be also talking about some software and systems and solutions that are available to you and that you can use to implement maybe some of these categories that we'll talk about today. So as we're looking at your checklist of new marketing resources and tactics, there's a lot of new things that are available out there for people to be implementing and doing. Every business has its own marketing toolkit really available to them currently, and it's good to take an inventory and assessment of what you're doing and what you're not doing, and look at where your leads are coming from. Some people haven't taken the opportunity to really look back and say, here's where my new business is coming from, whether it be from referrals, existing customers, sometimes it's online businesses, listings. This is an opportunity for you to kind of take a look at those things. When we talk about online, We're talking about a lot of different things. And I will tell you, there's still a lot of people who are advertising the way that they were 15 and 10 years ago, sometimes even 5 years ago. The reality is we're all still consumers, and many people who moved online, as you know. Most people start all of their business searches online, and they're coming up with a lot of research ahead of making business decisions. So online is really the most critical part of looking at all of your marketing and your business evaluations in terms of brand recognition. Where we're looking at is a survey right here. 70% of American customers, 18 to 64, are shopping online. If you would look even a couple years ago, those ages might have been squeezed a little bit, but really it doesn't matter what you're selling anymore and what age you're selling to. Almost everyone is online and starting their searching online, and that's just a fact. As you're looking at your plan and you're looking at all of the resources that are available to you, one thing I do want to encourage everybody to do is to really press on your manufacturers and get a sense of what's sort of up their sleeve. There are things that you may not be doing that they may be doing in other territories or other regions, areas that are creating success for them in other parts of their business that you can borrow and steal. I also like to get information in terms of, are there marketing materials that they have available that can help you in your business? There's no sense of reinventing the wheel, and they're oftentimes very willing and able to help you, whether that be with imagery, product information, product specification, installation information. They're here to help you. And one thing I always want to point out is their growth, your growth is success, is dependent on their growth and success. And I oftentimes find that they have a lot that they can give you that will help you in your efforts. One thing that we have talked a lot about is online, and this is a couple places for you to consider when you're listing online, where to register your business. One thing that you may see on here are Facebook, Angie's List, YouTube. These are all places where people are promoting their businesses online. Some of these things are requiring different assets, so it may be video assets, it may be content, it may be pictures of success stories, case studies, customer testimonials, but these are all places that you can share your brand information and your success stories about your particular business. The one thing is you're getting ready to build your business that we like to warn people about is what happens as you make some of these changes happen. Oftentimes people start calling for new business, and businesses are not prepared to respond to the influx and calls that are happening. It's easy to get inundated with calls back. You're waiting for quotes, estimates, follow-up, and sometimes you turn the trickle on the faucet and a lot of water's coming out and you didn't have a cup big enough. So it's good to get your hands around what you need before you're getting out there and developing new business. As we talk about, good news travels fast, and so does bad news. And I think oftentimes in this business where service is so important, being able to respond in a manner that is the excellence that you've developed your business on when times are slow is just as important when times get very busy. And reputation management. This is a big thing that we talk about with everyone, but there are a lot of places out there where people are now posting negative information about experiences and customers, and unfortunately it can be very, very detrimental to your business. So the idea of reputation management wherever it is and no matter what you're doing in your business is very, very critical. Looking at how you train your employees to be apologetic with customers, especially when they've had a negative experience or something that's less than ideal. Sometimes it can be very good to just jump in front of things and apologize right out of the gate. We track your reviews and analyze to improve your product. So if there's things listed online, it's good to be paying attention to all of the places that you're registered. Even if you're not posting proactive information, it's good to see what's being written about your business and following to make sure that you know if somebody's had a negative experience and try and resolve that issue. And again, you can use some rating software, and there's a couple of these listed up here in case you want to automate that process to save yourself some time and energy.